Alrighty, welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft League. I've got this 264-player events I'm playing in. This week I'll be playing in them. All goes according to plan. And I want to practice. So it's the exact same cube as this, and I'm trying to win here. Well, opening Mox Ruby helps. I do think I should first pick that. There's also a Flash and a Parallax Wave, Gut, Luminarch, Noble. That's a really good 5 cards. Oh, World Spine and Flash in the same pack. Plus Wheel and Duress. So I think I might get a Hallowed Fountain back out of this pack, Talisman or Sensei's Top, something like that. But regardless, I'm happy to first pick a Noble. And then second pick, oh, it's funny, there's Skull Clamp and a Johnny in the same pack. Those are also good together. There's a Mystic Confluence and a Johnny Nicodle Pariah. There's also a Fractured Identity. I think Fractured's just worse than Mystic Confluence if you were choosing between the two. There's also Skull Clamp. I do like Skull Clamp with Ruby. That is a nice start. And you know what? Last time I drafted Skull Clamp, I didn't use it that much. What is the best pick here? I think it's either Confluence, a Johnny, or Skull Clamp. I don't think you're supposed to take a Tolly. I think it's good, but I think it's just not a card I would slam here. And I think Fractured is worse than Confluence, like I mentioned. Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm going to go with Skull Clamp here, but we'll see. Look, now there's Balance and Fire Covenant. Had I taken Mystic Confluence, I'd probably just take Balance. Had I taken a Johnny's kind of rough. If I took a Johnny, I would have maybe taken, I could just take Portable Hole, or I could take Fire Covenant. Having taken Skull Clamp, I'm just going to take Fire Covenant. I think with a Mox Ruby, I have an inroad into red-black, and Fire Covenant is just a really good card. It's actually one of the cards that, if you're spending resources clamping a bunch of creatures and then cast a Fire Covenant, you're in great shape. Oh, there's a Sneak. I think Sneak is so good. I'm probably going to take it, even though World Spine and Atali are both gone, but I think World Spine might come back anyway. And obviously it's passing Flash into Sneak is a little awkward, but I just think Sneak's the strongest card here. I could take Blood Crypt to go with Fire Covenant, but I think I should just take Sneak Attack. Sneak is just one of the easy ways to win games in this cube, and honestly, the 3 event entries I've gotten so far by 4-0ing a cube league, I had Flash in my deck in all of them, and I had Sneak in my deck, and one of them, it's a really good card. And here I'm going to take Chrome Mox. 5th pick Chrome Mox is pretty nice. I don't really know what I'm doing yet exactly, but with a Chrome Mox, a Ruby, and a Skull Clamp, I could be in Artifacts, like Third Path Iconoclast type stuff. And obviously Sneak, I could go big, and then Fire Covenant is, again, just a very good card. So this is a strong start. Obviously, we don't know which direction. Clamp and Sneak don't always go together, but they can definitely both be in the same deck. All right, and this pack, I think I'm going to take Remand here. It's the best card in the pack, and a lot of what I like to do in Cube is just take the good cards and try to build around them. Well, in the case of Sneak and Clamp, these are just great cards. I want to build around it. Moxes, fast mana, I value in every deck, so I always like taking those. And then cards like Remand and Fire Covenant are good in any deck that can cast them. They don't need anything particular going on. It also so happens that I think Remand is the best overall card in the pack, of course. But yeah, it doesn't really further any of these decks, but it's good in a Sneak deck. It's fine in a Clamp deck. Just a good card. And then here, Venser's back in the cube. I like Venser. I don't think Venser's actually that great. And I think here I'm actually going to take Wasteland again. Just a good, strong card. Moxes make Wasteland better because you can develop your board while still... if you both miss a land drop by using Wasteland, having a Mox breaks that symmetry. And I just don't think Venser's that good, and the rest of these cards don't look very close to being something I'm interested in. Here, I'll take Iteration. It seems like blue-red of some sort is open. I could take Blade Splicer because it's good with Skull Clamp, but it doesn't really look... I don't want to pass up an Iteration. I mean, maybe I don't end up playing the Skull Clamp. Right now, I would certainly trade Skull Clamp for Mystic Confluence, for example. But it doesn't take that much to make this card decent, and I also just have the start to a nice Grixis combo shell, so I like where I'm at. All right, so World Spine Worm didn't wheel, but Parallax Wave and Luminarch Aspirant did. There's also a Hallowed Fountain, there's also a Spell Seeker, and a Crab, and a Talisman. Wild, okay. What can we do about the information that where you just wheeled Parallax Wave? Could just take it. It's a busted card. There's also Spell Seeker, which is pretty nice in this kind of deck and good with Skull Clamp. I think I'm just going to take Spell Seeker here. I know Flash is gone, but I've already got 2 cards to get with Spellseeker. They're not the best cards in the world, but I just don't think pivoting into white is what I want to do. And then here I think I'll take a red-black Talisman. That looks kind of nice. I could take Tamiyo and just bank on opening Time Walk, but I don't think that is as good as just taking a Talisman, because this deck actually could go into artifacts still. And I still think I'm kind of blue-red combo-y. Mana Confluence versus Commercial District. I'm not the biggest Mana Confluence fan, but you got to do what you got to do. I don't think I'm supposed to take Portable Hole. I could also take Shadow Spear. That wouldn't be crazy here. It's basically Shadow Spear for the artifact deck, Mana Confluence for mana, or Commercial District. I'll just take Mana Confluence, I guess. I don't know enough about what I'm doing to be confident. I think Shadow Spear is the highest payoff card there, but I don't really see it. The other thing is, even though Parallax Wave wheeled, it's not like we'd gotten past a ton of good white before that, so maybe that's just an odd, like, kind of setup where the person taking white cards didn't like Parallax Wave. Here, I might just take Pyrokinesis. I like that card a lot. There's also Caustic Bronco, which is good with the 2 Moxes, and Mishra's Research Desk. I mean, I could take Research Desk. That does go into artifact combo. All right, let's actually just take the Research Desk, and now I'm going to spec on Sword of the Meek, and then I guess I'll take a Kumano Faces Kakazan that I'm 0% to play, but you never know. Oh, I like passing a white card. At this point, I'm not drafting white, so I want to put the person to my left into white if I can. Okay. Well, we're looking for cards to sneak with. I thought World's Spine had a chance of coming back. It did not. There's a library again. And looking for maybe artifact payoffs. Thopter Foundry, of course. I'm not sure. We have a lot of different directions. Skull Clamp would be nice. I'm going to take Library still. Library is a great card. And maybe a Dragon's Rage Channeler comes back, though I'm not banking on it. And then here, I don't think I'm in the natural order category. I think actually I take Retrofitter now. It's good with Clamp. I've got Research Desk. I've got some Moxes. I just am in a position to be artifacts, even though I don't have like Academy or any of the big payoffs. But I think Retrofitter's good, and I don't think I'm going to miss Inti or Smirking Spelljacker that much. Wow, this pack has Memory Lapse, Swords to Plowshares, Vista, Windswept Heath, Solitude, and Containment Priest. There's also a Forensic Gadgeteer, and I guess a Baleful Strix. Wow, Hex Drinker. This is a really good pack. I think I'm going to take Memory Lapse. I could take Swords to Plowshares, but it'd be my first white card, so I think I'll just remain blue-red Splash Fire Covenant right now. And now we have Thundering Falls, Daze, Celestial Colonnade, and Raugrin Triumph. Looks like a spot for Thundering Falls. Had I taken the Swords, I would definitely take Raugrin Triumph, but I'm straight blue-red, so Thundering Falls seems like the pick. I guess I could have taken Shadowgrange Archfiend to sneak in, but I don't think it's that good. All right. Ooh, there's a Thopter Foundry to go with the sword. Perfect. Okay, I will take that, and now I'm definitely splashing either white or black. So I guess the Raugrin would have worked. There's also Torsten, which would have been good to sneak, but I don't actually have that many creatures to pick up, and I know I'm not getting flash, so I will just take Thopter Foundry, and now we're Grixis Thopter Sword. Maybe even play Thought Scour to mill the Sword of the Meek. And we just want cards that support that. Saheeli with Skull Clamp is amazing. And Saheeli works really nicely with all these zeros. All right, we're going to take Saheeli over Fast Bond as the best card in the pack. But I would like to just be blue-red plus a touch of black here. A little Grixis action if I can. Ooh, an LED. I'm going to take that. We haven't seen Breach or Brain Freeze yet. And LED also just works in a lot of ways in these artifact decks. Like imagine you play it, get a token from Saheeli, you can sack it, discard your hand, but then use the mana to like activate Retrofitter or Thopter Foundry or any of that stuff. And I think a Braid and Galvanic Discharge are just not powerful enough to make sense to take over LED, especially since they're pretty replaceable. I don't have much removal, I just have Fire Covenant, but I imagine I'll get a piece of removal at some point here in the draft, and I do have a couple counters, but LED is the start to something great. That is a late Necromancy, but I don't even know if I'm playing this sneak, much less the Necromancy, and I have no discard outlets. I think I want Frantic Search. Frantic Search is nice if we get Underworld Breach, and generally good in these kind of combo decks. I can discard Sword of the Meek to get a little value there too if I want. So I'm happy enough taking that. Oh, but Dragon's Rage Channeler did wheel. All right, this looks like it'll be a 3/3 a lot of the time. I have a lot of ways to surveil, and you can equip it with Skull Clamp to draw cards. Seems like a good Dragon's Rage Channeler deck. I don't think Bizarre Baghdad is what I'm looking for here. And I'm still looking for a little bit of fixing, but I like the setup we've got. Also, having lots of artifacts means I can make do without the right colors of mana a decent amount. All right, here, I don't think anything here I'm going to play. I mean, there is a chance I want Exhume, I guess. I don't know. Solitude and Containment Priest. I don't know what's going on there. I guess I'll take Baleful Strikes. I don't know if I'm going to run it, but it's good with Clamp. And I don't think Angie's Ravager is much of a card. I'll take Savannah because you just like never know. Random lands can always be good. And then here, Sculler Bob, Master of Death. This could be a Dark Confidant deck. I could easily cut this sneak attack. I mean, right now it's not making the cut. And then I'd have to get a little more mana to support Baleful Strix and Bob, but a little Grixis kind of like mid-range deck with Thopter Sword backup, that sounds kind of cool. I mean, I guess there's a chance I want Tendrils. I don't know. I don't want Thespian Stage, I don't think. All right, pack 3. We've got some good stuff. Let's see if we get some payoffs here. So Time Spiral is a good card. I don't have the big mana for that quite yet because I don't have like Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Academy, any of those things. Fury is just a great card. I don't have tons of red, but I have some. There's Manifold Key or Greaves I would be happy to wheel. I don't think I want to take a white card here in Reprieve. There's Lorien Revealed, which is a blue-red land, but might get more. I think it really just comes down to Time Spiral or Fury. They're just the two strongest cards, and I think with where we're at right now, I really could see either of them. Time Spiral is a bit hard to cast. I think I'll just take Fury. I think Fury is just generally quite strong. Okay, here there's Thoughtseize. Oh, there's Brain Freeze. I think I gotta just take Brain Freeze, because if I take Brain Freeze, then I have LED, Brain Freeze, Spellseeker. If I get an Underworld Breach, it's just over. Frantic Search too. Yeah. Otherwise, I would probably take Bloodstained Mire, because it's a nice little tri-land, but it's gotta be Brain Freeze. And then here, I could take Snapcaster. I have Remand, Memory Lapse, Iteration, Thought Scour, Brain Freeze. Part of the reason to take Snappy would be this deck, first of all, I could Skull Clamp it, but mostly that I could draw a bunch of cards with like Skull Clamp and set up a turn where I go like Brain Freeze, Snapcaster, Brain Freeze. Alternatively, I could take like an Oliphant that gets Thundering Falls. I'm not taking Seething Song. I don't think I'm taking Scrubland. Yeah, let's take Snapcaster. This one could also get better. If I would like to pick up like a cheap red burn spell at some point here, so if I can get one of those, I'll be pretty happy. All right, and here, well, here there's a Trinket Mage, which obviously it does a lot of things in this deck. It gets Skull Clamp, Research Desk, Mox, LED Retrofitter. There's Archon of Cruelty, which I could take to go with Sneak, but I wouldn't really have much to do with it past that. I mean, again, we know Flash is gone. Not that Flash Archon's even that great. There's a tapped blue-red land, but I'd rather have untapped black-red land. I think it's either Badlands or Trinket Mage, and honestly, I'm already getting close to enough playables. I'm just going to take Badlands. I think having a couple mana sources would be nice. Oh, Academy? I have 7 cheap artifacts, 10 cheap artifacts, plus Saheeli. Yeah, I'm going to take that over Legion Extruder and Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning looks great here, but I have Academy 3 zeros and Retrofitter and Skull Clamp. Yeah, let's take Academy. Saheeli also can power it up. We have 3 more new packs to see, 3 more looks for Underworld Breach, or just cheap artifacts. And I think that this deck got a lot better by picking up Academy. This is nice. My experience recently with Academy has been first picking it, then having to abandon it. Getting past 5th pick, pack 3, when I've got a pretty good setup for it, it's a good place to be. It also means the next 3 picks, plus the wheels, probably hospitable to artifacts, I would imagine. What do we got here? We have Hull Breacher. I mean, I like Hull Breacher, but I didn't take the Time Spiral. It doesn't seem like it does much for me. There's also Verdant, which can get Badlands. There's Chandra. I don't really want to take Chandra, though. The problem I have with Hull Breacher is unless you have a draw 7, it doesn't really do anything. Like, there's some matchups where it's great, but I think I just want to take Verdant because I can already get red and black, and then I could put in Savannah if I wanted to. And if I can pick up a blue land, like a black-blue or blue-green land, it would be really good. All right, no Brain Freeze yet. Here there's a Fiery Confluence and a Cryptic. Which way, right? Double red, triple blue. And a Shelldock. Or I guess Ghostfire Slice and Looting, but I think those are worse than those spells. I do like both those spells quite a bit. I kind of want to just take Fiery Confluence. It's great with Snapcaster, another red card for Fury, and just a good card overall. I think it's stronger. All right, Sneak Attack, it's getting out. Right now we're at 16 land plus Ruby and Chrome Mox. No Underworld Breach, but there's an Iconoclast. There's also a Workshop. This actually isn't a Mishra's Workshop deck. Iconoclast looks amazing here with both Skull Clamp and Academy, though, so we'll take that. And Reprieve Wield, so did Greaves. The Manifold Key did not, oddly enough. Not really a Reprieve deck so much. There's also Trumpeting Carnosaur. Seachrome Coast would help cast Thopter Foundry. That's about all it would do. Or Lightning Greaves, though I don't really think Lightning Greaves does much in this deck. I do have a Savannah that Verdant can go get. Man, let's just take Seachrome Coast, I think. And then Thoughtseize Wield? Okay, I'll take it. I don't really understand how that happened. Very weird draft. And Guide of Souls came back, so it's Show and Tell. I'm not really using any of those. Would I even side any of these in? I don't think so. I do need to cut a card or two. I could probably cut the Thought Scour. It doesn't seem amazing. Oh, I could cut the Brain Freeze. I think the LED might actually still be fine. It's good with Academy. It's good with Skull Clamp. It just does some things. It doesn't take that many things to make this worth playing, because when it works, it's just unbelievable. I'm kind of thinking I just supposed to take the Brain Freeze and the Frantic Search out. And then now, Trinket Mage came back. That is a nice gift over Mightstone. We're not the Workshop Academy deck, and I guess I'm probably not going to play Rite of Flame. Yeah, right now this is 15 land plus Ruby and Chrome Mox and LED. Well, LED doesn't really count for a land. It's only for Academy where that counts. Sure, I'll take Samwise. I don't think there's any chance I play Fire Blast. So no Underworld Breach is the only bad thing. This would have gone off nicely. I could cut Thought Scour, but it's kind of nice with Snapcaster. Another thing to get with Spellseeker. Yeah, sure. I might play the Concealed Courtyard. The Verdant didn't really get there, unfortunately. So let's see. So right now, yeah, this is 15 lands plus Ruby and Chrome Mox. Probably going to cut the Wasteland. I might side it in. And the problem with the Verdant, I guess if I'm playing maybe I don't play the Concealed Courtyard, it doesn't really help. Because, yeah, it doesn't help cast Thopter Foundry because Black Mana already does. So as long as I can get 2 swamps in here, which I probably want, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, I get to play 8 lands in. I don't want any planes. 3, 2, 2. So this is 2 red, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red plus a Talisman. 2 swamps I think would be okay. And then 3 islands is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blue. Kind of want one more island in here. And then that probably means I just want... Oh, I had room for one more. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 black plus Talisman and Chrome Mox. Yeah. I could kind of use one more. But I do have a lot of blue cards in the deck, including Thought Scour, Memory Lapse. All right. Let's run this. A shame I didn't get Breach, but I like how this deck ended up. All right. Time for round 1. I'd like to play first. I think I'm just going to muller this hand. It's just not good if I don't draw blue, and even if I do, it's not like that hand's amazing. This is a lot better. I can put Verdant back because it only gets Swamp, and I have turn 1 Thought Scour, turn 2 Third Path. I could wait on the Thought Scour to try to get a token off of Third Path, but I don't think that that's good. I suspect using my mana and try to draw something else to play is going to be better than just waiting on it. Let's still put Verdant back because I'd rather have double red. Looks like my opponent mold as well. And I'm just going to lead Seachrome Coast go. If I draw a Mox or another 0 off the Thought Scour, then I don't think I'm gonna play it because I'd want to play turn 2 Third Path and get the trigger. So there's no real point in casting Thought Scour. I should just play Seachrome Coast and pass. All right, Coast, pass the turn. We're both on 6 cards here. I like my 6. This one's solid. What I mill with Thought Scour is also pretty nice, like, or pretty big, because if I mill a spell that I can play with Snapcaster wouldn't be bad, though honestly just flashing back the Thought Scour itself looks pretty appealing too. And they're on mono green. Alright. Thought Scour myself. Milled Swamp Island. Good Thought Scour. I like it. I milled 2 lands, drew a land. Alright, fair enough. Let's still just play Third Path. I feel like Forest into Elvish Mystic isn't really high on the list of decks that can kill Third Path Iconoclast, and this sets up next turn. I'm probably just going to use Snapcaster as a cycler, a cantripper. Oh, looks like they might kill me. Oh. Attack with Ragavan. Yeah, I will take it. I hope they don't hit anything too critical, because the Third Path kind of blanks the Ragavan. They hit Expressive Iteration. Well, I would have liked to have drawn it, but I also couldn't cast it, so... Or they can't cast it, rather, so it's not that bad. Into Sylvan Caryatid. Sure. Another land. All right. Let's pass the turn. So it's 5 land in a row, except there was an iteration somewhere in the middle that they sniped with the Ragavan. Love it. There's no way they're going to play Ragavan again and attack me, right? I mean, unless they just have nothing to do. Okay. The odds that I don't have a spell here seem pretty low. Do they have a plan for that? Guess we'll find out. Snapcaster on Thought Scour. Thought Scour on myself. Make a token. Again, hope don't mill anything too good. LED Baleful Strix, drawing library. Okay. Let's hope I don't draw a land on my turn, I guess. It's good sign that they attacked with Ragavan. That means they really don't have anything better to do. Anji's Ravager. All right. And they didn't play a land. Interesting. Guess I'll play Thundering Falls and Surveil. Can't get Iteration, so I could get like a counterspell with this. That doesn't seem very good. Just going to bin that. Pass the turn. Really just needed any spell to trigger Third Path so I could double block with Snapcaster Third Path, but so it goes. So when they attack with this, they discard their hand and draw 3 cards. So they're probably going to try to play a couple things and then attack. Fiery Confluence would be nice. Delayed Blast Fireball. Oh, wow. Okay. It's just going to nug both my creatures. Then they're going to attack and discard something expensive and draw 3 cards. Oh, they discarded a card with Escape. All right. Their deck's kind of firing on all cylinders here. I will say that. And mine really is too. All right. All right. That was game 1. Playing against Red-Green Beats. I don't want Wasteland for sure. I don't have much of a sideboard. There's some decks where I'd bring in Brain Freeze, but not that deck. All right, time for game 2. I would like to play first. Yeah, I will keep this hand. It's a little bit awkward just because I can cast Thopter Foundry on 2, but then I can't cast Iteration on 3 without having already played a land, which it's not the end of the world. This deck does have a lot of cheap cards. I still think I do just cast Thopter on 2. Drawing Badlands wouldn't be bad. Drawing a Mox would be amazing. Oh, Remand. Let's just pass with Remand up. And then I can cast Iteration later. I don't need to get this Thopter Foundry into play. The Delighted Halfling makes Remand a little worse for sure. Yep, that's a legendary spell. But, you know, I just had to hope that their turn 2 play wasn't legendary. Oh my god, it's a Lelia, uncounterable, and it's too big for Fiery Confluence to kill. All right. They hit Minsk and Boo. At least that's gone. A Mox would still be incredible here. Library is just not. I guess I'll cast Iteration. And, oh, Fury. Okay. So I want to put Skull Clamp into hand, Verdant on the bottom, exile Fury. And unfortunately, just not librarying this game. But I think I just Fury the Lelia here. It's sad it's just a 1-for-1, but Lelia is just going to attack and draw a card when it hits, so it seems like doing this was better than just letting it hit me. Unbelievable how good Delighted Halfling was here. It not only made their Lelia uncounterable through this remand, also the Fury against a normal mana dork would have been able to kill both. So Delighted Halfling, great card. Next turn, I get to play Remand or play Thopter Foundry, leave up Remand. That could be okay. It'll depend. I just did use 2 of my removal spells here, unfortunately. Ignoble Hierarch. All right. See, if that was the first one, I think we'd be winning this game easily. I actually don't think we're doing that badly here, especially since if we just draw Sword of the Meek, we could have a pretty nice little combo going. Third Path Iconoclast? All right, I'm going to play that and then play an island and have Remand up. That was an amazing draw. All right, now things are starting to turn around because Third Path, if I get to Remand something this turn, make a token, and then equip the Skull Clamp on the token next turn, like we're really talking. Don't be legendary. Don't be legendary. Okay, not legendary. No, no, no. Don't untap that Delighted Halfling. They're firebolting first. Of course you have to firebolt first. That makes the most sense, but all right. It's such a beating, but I need to get my token, so I need to cast Remand there. Oh, Academy was good. I mean, if they just drop a 5-drop now, it's going to be pretty unfortunate. But if that means that my Third Path doesn't die, then that could be something too. We'll see what the 5-drop is, like a Nissa or something. No, it can't be Nissa because it would be legendary. Delighted Halfling would be tapping for different mana. Well, they got something. As soon as they figure out how they want to tap their mana. I'm going to have a good turn next turn. Oh, never mind. Delayed Blast Fireball. All right. Well, let's see what I draw here. Any Sword of the Meeks? Research Desk is kind of interesting. All right. Blue. Research Desk. Honestly, I don't think I cracked the desk. I think I'm going to Thopter Foundry, use Thopter Foundry to sacrifice the desk, make a 1/1 flyer, and then just equip it with Skull Clamp. I think I'd rather just draw the 2 cards. All right. All right. Oh, and there's Sword of the Meek. Yeah. So do I want to play Sword? It feels like I don't. And here's why. I'm just going to pass. If they don't kill Thopter Foundry, I'm going to win next turn really easily because I'm going to play Sword. I'm going to make 3 tokens. Then I'm going to tap Academy and I can make like 5, 6 more tokens. If I play Sword, they're definitely going to kill the Foundry if they have it. Now, if they kill the Foundry here, this is the card they were playing last turn. Hit a Findhorn Elves, sure. If they kill the Foundry here, I can sack it to make a 1/1, which I think would matter a lot in the case that they kill the Foundry. I am giving up a decent amount of mana by doing this, but I think that's okay. Because I'm going to 7 here. Next turn, I'm just going to gain a ton of life. Like, it's possible, for example, that they had an artifact removal spell and they chose to play Bloodbraid's Challenger instead of it. You know, that's a thing that could have happened as well. All right, Badlands, Sword of the Meek, Thopter Foundry, sack Sword. I could place a Healy, but that doesn't really seem like it does anything here. And I don't think I'm going to draw cards here. I think I'm just going to use this. And I think maybe now, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to equip Skull Clamp to this Thopter. Now that I've Academied max, pay 1, sack Sword of the Meek, and then draw 2. And this way, even if they have something, I feel like I'm going to be fine. I'm going to draw 1 more time, I think. Academy Sword Skull Clamp is pretty sick. And I feel like I have enough to win now if they do answer these things. So let's just make max tokens. And then they've got 1 turn to answer this combo before it's like unbelievable. Like they just get completely buried because now my Academy is tapping for 8 mana without even me doing anything. If they have an answer, then I can try to win with the stuff in hand, which I think is also possible. Chandra? Yeah, not really going to do it. Reveal. They hit Outland Liberator off Chandra. Yeah, look at that. All right, they do an answer. And they get to now Outland Liberator, the Thopter Foundry. And I think Retrofitter is going to do just fine here. I'm at 12. I think I'll just block with 1 token. Just enough trample, right? No. Okay. Take my turn. Honestly, in some ways, this is more interesting because now I really get to go off. Oh, Snapcaster into... Nah, not much. All right, let's go Saheeli. Retrofitter. Make a token. Do I want to do anything else? I'm going to play an island. I'm going to tap this for 8. Play Spellseeker. I'm going to get a counter spell of some kind. Let's see. I guess Memory Lapse. And I'm going to try to leave up Memory Lapse here. What else do I want to do with this mana? I think making a token here is good with the Retrofitter. And then I guess, do I want to start clamping? I don't think Snapcaster does much for me. Let's just untap the Retrofitter and send these at Chandra to kill Chandra and then pass the turn. Okay, attack Chandra. All of these cards attack Chandra. All right, Chandra takes 5. I've got a Memory Lapse up. They have no cards in hand. I'm just not going to kill the Bloodbraid Challenger so they don't get to flash it back. And they've got a Firebolt they can flash back. And we've got Skullclamp, Retrofitter, Saheeli going full speed ahead. So, all right, this looks like we got this one. Going to have to win on the draw, but maybe Mox Ruby will show up on the draw, and we'll have a nice fast hand. Well, that's what we'll need. They have a lot of elves. They have 4 different elves, something like that, 5 different elves that we've seen, and like Lelia, Minsk and Boo, bunch of good stuff. They just want to battle here. They're into it. Guess I'll chump a Spellseeker. It's funny, I could have like paid 1 mana to draw 2 cards. Like I have an emblem right now that's 1 colorless, draw 2 cards, but doesn't seem like I even need to maximize it. Draw. Shall we start attacking them? I think so. I'm just going to attack with everything. Delighted Halfling can block one of them. And I'm just going to sack that servo to make a flyer. They take a little damage. And let's tap the Academy for 10 mana. And let's start skull clamping a little bit here. I bet we could make some headway. This doesn't seem like a very winnable position for them, and they even know about the Memory Lapse in hand, so they've got more fighting spirit than I do. All right, and once I draw 2 cards here, I could almost library this turn. I mean, I could library this turn, I'm sure, but I don't think that's going to be necessary either. I can draw my whole deck this turn if I really want to. Obviously, I don't really want to draw every single card in my deck. Does not seem like that would increase my chances of winning. Skull Clamp, another flyer. Oh, this can even... I haven't gotten this going with that. I can just sack my Thopters to make 4/4s too. That's really funny. All right, Chrome Mox. I'm not going to imprint anything. Talisman. Make a Saheeli token. Sure, we'll untap this. Sack a Thopter to make a thing, and then untap this, and I guess play Thundering Falls. I don't even know. All right, pass the turn here. And they're at 12 next turn. I guess I don't literally kill them this turn, but it's not going to be very easy for them to win. Anji's Ravager. Yeah, let's memory lapse that. Because I can memory lapse that and then Snapcaster lapse, and I just know they're never casting a new spell. They also know that too. All right. Yeah, red-green on the draw. I mean, I could put in Rite of Flame, but that seems... maybe I could put in Rite of Flame over Dark Confidant. Honestly, that could be reasonable. Just casting Fiery Confluence or Fury, and Rite of Flame pitching to cast Fury also. All right, let's do that. On the draw here, let's go Mox Ruby. That's going to be like the #1 card I want to see in my opener. Academy is not far behind, but oh my god. I'm on the draw, so I'm going to go turn 2 Third Path, turn 3 Spellseeker. That just doesn't seem like it's going to be good enough against them. Yeah, like look at this. This is way stronger. I think I'm going to put Thoughtseize back and just go Memory Lapse into Saheeli plus LED, make a token into a Fire Covenant. I just worry about drawing. I don't have black yet, and by the time the first black mana I draw, I'm probably casting Fire Covenant. Oh man, turn 1 Lumberjack. That actually could work out really well for me given my remand or memory lapse, I guess. So yeah, the first black mana source I'm going to draw, I'm probably going to need to cast Covenant. So I'd be worried that I wouldn't have the mana for into that thing. Yeah, I guess I'll memory lapse it because I'm going to tap out next turn. I don't see a reason not to. I was hoping I could memory lapse something they spent their Lumberjack mana on, but well, maybe they're going to play Lelia now. Okay. Well, I need to draw black mana. That's what I need to draw. Oh, Death Greeter's Champion. Oh, that's way less scary. Okay. I mean, it's obviously fine, but Saheeli does a pretty decent job. Oh, I have that. Let's go Swamp, Saheeli, LED, make a token, and that'll block the Death Greeters, and I hope that they cast... Like, they wouldn't have sacked their forest last turn if they didn't have another one, so I hope that they play something else here so that I can Fire Covenant them into Oblivion. Yep, I will chump. I mean, it's pretty hard for them to not at least play Outland Liberator, right? Okay, well, now is the time. Fire Covenant. 1, 2, and 2. And if they want to sack a forest so they can use Outland Liberator to blow up my Mox Ruby, they are welcome to do so. I don't think they're going to do that, though. Fire Covenant is nice. You're at 1 card in hand? All right. I only have 1 card in hand, too, but it's another Fire Covenant or Memory Lapse, depending on the situation. And I have a Saheeli in play. Oh, Bristly Bill plus land as a 3/3 Bristly Bill. All right. That is fair. All right. Now I just need to draw basically just any spell. Oh, Expressive Iteration. Unbelievable. There we go. Things are turning around nicely. All right. Iteration. Rite of Flame. I would definitely trade that for Dark Confidant right now, but that's okay. Am I more likely to want Rite of Flame or... Oh, I guess actually I have to put Thought Scour in hand. And I guess given that, I'm just going to play the Mox, and I'm just not going to copy, or I'm not going to imprint anything onto it. I don't think I need to. I'd rather just cast these cards in hand. All right, pass the turn. If they draw a land, they can attack with Bristly Bill, because it's a 4/4. And I will chump with 1 token. Oh, they're just not attacking. Okay. It's also fine with me. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really need to cast Fire Covenant this turn, so let's go Dragon's Rage Channeler, Thought Scour me. It's funny because I'm surveilling this. Yeah, I'll put it in the graveyard because it'll get milled. If it was good, I couldn't even keep it, even if I wanted to. I milled Verdant and Island and drew Research Desk. Nice. Research Desk. Like, this is the draw where if I at some point hit Skull Clamp or Academy, it just win instantly. Because now that and the reason I mentioned Academy is because this Research Desk also adds a lot of mana. Yeah, I could fire it off now. I kind of want to... Oh, wait, hold on. kind of want to turn Chrome Mox into a research desk here, because then I can sack the Chrome Mox to effectively draw a card. Look, Fire Covenant was good. I took it, I cast it, and it was great. Should do that more often. All right, so we have a fake research desk now. We're cracking that. And I hope I don't hit Skull Clamp plus Academy. I guess actually that would still be pretty good, but I would prefer to just hit one card. All right, yeah, I'll hit Skull Clamp. Fury, you are gone. I could actually sack the LED to play Skull Clamp and start using it. I just don't think we need to do that. And Snapcaster Mage getting to replay Fire Covenant or Memory Lapse sounds pretty great. And with Bristly Billet, if they draw a land, they have to play it. Lalia? That really doesn't do anything. They could attack with it, and then they would get to draw a card, basically. If they can cast it, they hit Firebolt. Well, they can cast it, actually. Firebolt killing here, I'll block with... I think block with 3 tokens over Dragon's Rage. Firebolt killing or hitting Saheeli means I can't use Saheeli's copy ability again, which is not nothing. And I mean, I assume they're firebolting Saheeli. I guess they could firebolt something else. Yeah, they're going to hit Saheeli for 2. All right, and then I'm going to draw. And I get to cast Skull Clamp. Oh, Retrofitter also pretty nice. Skull Clamp. I mean, now we're just completely cruising. Like Skull Clamp Saheeli is just disgusting. Okay, equip the servo. Draw 2. I mean, Academy is the card we're looking for the most here, since that would just tap for about 1 million mana. Remand, I'll put Remand on top. And I don't get to use it this turn, unfortunately, but I think that's okay. Well, unless I draw Academy here, which I'm about not to be able to because I'm about to play another land. Let's just equip the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Send for 4 here. And oh, actually I should have not equipped so I could sack the Saheeli servo to the Retrofitter, because those also overlap. I mean, it doesn't matter. I think we're about as close to 100% as you can get without like the game ending. There's just not much they can draw that will get them out of this. I mean, Delighted Halfling is kind of a step in the right direction because it can get a legend past my uncounterable stuff. There's Thopter Foundry. All right, hold on. I guess I'm just going to attack first with Dragon's Rage Channeler before moving Skull Clamp off. Might as well get that pointed image, right? I don't see a reason not to. All right, Skull Clamp the servo. Draw 2. Oh, there's the skipper. All right, Academy. Thopter Foundry, make a token. Surveil. Graveyard the Trinket Mage, I guess. I mean, I can just draw my whole deck now, but I don't need to because I'm just going to cast Sword, make another token, and then I have Counterspell plus tap Academy to make 17 swords or Thopters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I guess. That's a lot of Thopters. And pass the turn. And I have a Counterspell at the ready, and it's not like I can get burned out, so I think we got him. There we go. 1-0. We took some time, but we got there. Let's keep going. All right, I am on the play here. I'm going to run it. Turn 1, Thundering Falls. Turn 2, Remand and Thought Scour up. Oh, that's a Mox Ruby. I was wondering when that was going to show up. There we go. I mean, I did draw it last game, and it was great. So I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying Mox Ruby is definitely what I'm looking for. Now, I think it's just no question. You should play Trinket Mage here. And I think I kind of want to just get Skull Clamp. Yeah, seems fine to me. I just don't think Retrofitter Foundry does that much without Academy, and Clamp, I already have Baleful Strix. Plus, I'm playing against Grixis of some kind, so grinding them out with Skull Clamp seems pretty nice. Lands would be a really nice draw. Oh, Swamp was such a good draw. Drawn very well this game, I'll say that. Okay, and let's play Skull Clamp. And I guess I could have done this first. I thought we might get into Remand War. I'm leaving Remand and Thought Scour up here. If I had another blue, I would have just played Baleful Strix and not Skull Clamp. They could be a combo deck, in which case maybe they're going to do something good here. They kept the card on top. If they're a control deck, Resolving Skull Clamp is pretty nice. Hopefully they don't have like a DAC or something. Kite Sail Larcenist. All right, I will remand that because I don't have an answer to it. Now I have an answer to it, which is nice. All right, but let's send. And my next turn is going to be Baleful Strix, equip Skull Clamp. Or my next play, rather. Oh. Yeah, let's just play Saheeli. They can play the Kite Sail Larcenist and get my Skull Clamp, but then next turn I can just Fire Covenant it, attack for 4, and then clamp the token I get from Saheeli. This just uses my mana a lot more nicely. Oh, they're sweetening the pot? I guess they're not playing the Kite Sail Larcenist yet, but Dathi Voidwalker does kind of turn off Skull Clamp, and they get make me sack a Planeswalker? Wow, that's annoying. All right. I guess I do need to Fire Covenant, huh? Because I need to get this Skull Clamp going. Okay. I didn't think that was going to be what happened there, but you know what? And that is how it goes sometimes. Let's clamp that. All right. Let's Thought Scour, try draw land. All right, land. I milled 2 lands, but that's okay. And then I could play Research Desk. Yeah, I should just play it. I could save it again for the third path, but I just feel like my mana is going to be fairly taxed, so I don't mind doing this. Oh no. I liked where I was at till now. Oh. Unearth? That wasn't sneak? Okay. That's pretty nice. Let's start with a third path. So currently, Fire Covenant and Saheeli are exiled. All right. Thoughtseize. Larcenist and Necromancy. I mean, they both kind of do the same thing. I guess I should just take the Necromancy because it's more of a, you get more of a choice there. I guess I'll crack the Research Desk. Fury and Talisman. Yeah. Let's actually do this. Fury, exile, iteration. Deal 4 to the Voidwalker. And then I can Skull Clamp the Soldier token. And if I draw another 0, it's just disgusting. All right, 0. And in fact, I think I will exile the Dark Confidant, because then I can Skull Clamp the Soldier. Oh, and there's Academy. There we go. And then play Thopter Foundry, make another token. This has been a sick turn. Equip the token. Draw 2 more. And Retrofitter to finally close things out and then hit. And then now if they play their Kite Sail and Kite Sail my Skull Clamp, I just don't really care that much. Oof. I really think that they wanted to go Kite Sail plus Unearth last turn instead of just slamming Sneak. I'm not sure what's up with that. I've gotten to use the Skull Clamp really nicely over every single turn. All right, so Thopter Foundry's out for now, but I'm not that concerned. They're at 8. Let's Skull Clamp the Trinket Mage. Attack with it. I feel like that's going to be where I want to start. And let's go make a token. Tap Academy for 7. Skull Clamp the Soldier. Those are worse than servos. Draw 2. Oh, Spellseeker's pretty nice. I'm just going to kill them with my idiots. I don't really need to do anything else. I'll get Memory Lapse. Oh, if I find Fiery Confluence this turn, I win. I guess is what I'm saying. So let's clamp Spellseeker. We're just going to dig here. LED, make a token. There's just no reason not to go for it this turn, I don't think. Clamp the soldier token. Unless like their last card is Brain Freeze or something. And I guess clamp the servo. Go to 2 cards in deck. Any Fiery Confluences? There we go. All right, Fiery Confluence. Deal 6 to my opponent. All right, and they have to have a counter spell. They do not. All right. Game 1 against Sneak. Wasteland seems actually like it could be good here. I still do like the Fire Covenant there and the Fury and stuff. They have a couple creatures I do want to kill. Brain Freeze, usually not actually that great because against Sneak in general because they have Eldrazi. I guess I'm just putting in the Wasteland and probably just taking out an island. All right, we'll run that. All right, game 2. Oh, we got that Mox opener again. Definitely keeping. Drawing another 1-drop this turn would be incredible. Drawing a Wasteland here would be awesome too. Mountain isn't ideal, but I can go Badlands, Dragon's Rage, Mox, and Surveil. Verdant? No. All right, pass the turn. And then turn 2, I can either Saheeli or Trinket Mage. Kind of depends a little on what they do. Hopefully they don't have the Dothy Voidwalker. That would be pretty annoying here. I could just Trinket for Clamp. Kind of makes sense to play Trinket Mage first because they had Shieldred's Edict. So if I go Saheeli and pass and they Edict it, I don't get any tokens. Whereas if I go Trinket Mage for Clamp, next turn Saheeli, then just immediately cast Skull Clamp. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Any cheap cards here would be nice as well. Oh. Are you going to Shieldred's Edict? Okay. That changes my mind. I think now I do want to play Saheeli while they're tapped out. And I can go next turn Trinket Mage for Clamp and play it. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill Saheeli here. All right, fair enough. Drawing the Baleful Strix was nice because now that gives me more Skull Clamp equity. Trinket Mage, Skull Clamp. There are just fewer ways to kill Saheeli than there are ways to counter or discard it by a lot, especially once I've seen them use Shieldred's Edict. So I don't really think it is bad to have it sequenced in that way. Though, had I known, I would have sequenced another way. All right, that's annoying. I don't have anything I can do about that. I can get my counterspell now, but that's not really going to do much. So I kind of want to just Baleful Strix, draw, Skull Clamp the Strix, draw, land, Dark Confidant, send, and hope they don't have a Sneak target. Something to work with that. Not feeling great about it. A Wasteland for that Spire Bluff would have also been a nice pickup. Okay, I mean, there's a Mox. They don't appear to be using Sneak Attack. They're putting a Bloodtithe Harvester in. You're allowed to sneak that in and then sack it. Like, that's Sneak Attack is a good card. You can use it even on kind of small creatures. That is clearly what they wanted to do. I think casting it is basically just strictly worse. Because the thing is, unless you didn't want to trade Bloodtithe for Dark Confidant, you should just sneak it in and just get to do that right away. But maybe, I can't really imagine not wanting to make that trade. I don't know what their plan is here. Hopefully the blood token doesn't find them something to sneak in, because this is going to be another one of those games where they have a sneak in play, and if they draw whatever it is, they put it in their deck to combine it with. Could be in a lot of trouble, but if they don't, then it's just a brick, you know? Let's go. Let's just cast Fury. They don't appear to be high on counter spells. Kill the Bloodtithe. And Thundering Falls. Graveyard. I think I keep LED in hand. Send for 4. And, oh, they have something? Oh, Necromancy Bloodtithe. Oh, Necromancy Baleful Strix. Even better. I really don't mind them using the Necromancy here. I would have been a lot more afraid of Necromancy on like Fury or something if they killed it. But this does let them block. They're at 13. Next turn I can attack for 10 if I equip Fury. All right, and they draw a card. Any sneaks? Any sneaks? It looks like a sneak, unfortunately. All right. That's fine. Shadowgrange Archfiend. I honestly don't know if that's better still than just using Blood Token to madness it, funnily enough. Third Path Iconoclast. That was a nice draw. Oh, I definitely did not need to tap Thundering Falls to cast that. Equip Skull Clamp on the Soldier token. Land. Oh, this is nice. Talisman. Equip Skull Clamp on the Soldier token. Just all my spells just cost one more and draw me 2 cards. Pretty nice. And then I'm just going to pass with Remand Up, which I know doesn't necessarily save me in the case of Sneak, but they didn't sneak anything worse into play last turn than the Shadowgrange. They've only drawn 1 card since then. Oh, they accidentally passed through combat. So now if they draw a Sneak card, they can't use it right now. They crack their blood post-combat. I think they just clicked through. I've got Remand Up. Do I have lethal next turn? No, not that close to it. I could attack for 5. I could put them to 3, but I don't think there's any way for my deck to get the last 3 in without like a Saheeli or something. Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. Acceptable. Oh, I guess actually I should have thought scoured in response maybe. I actually don't know if that's true. Academy. I should actually thought scour my opponent here is what I should do. Should have done that end of turn. Milled Life, Death, and Entomb. Smart. Very smart. You know what I would really like to find is Wasteland. Also, Dothy Voidwalker does not turn off Skull Clamp when it comes to tokens, which is pretty disgusting. Because it's not a card. Okay, Retrofitter. Basically, all I'm looking to dig for is Wasteland here, funnily enough. I think that's the play that is most likely to win me the game, I think, is Wastelanding the Spire Bluff Canal. Because I don't think I can win the game this turn. And I can't Sword of the Meek with Dothy in play. I could Fiery Confluence to get rid of it, but I think that I would rather... I can do that next turn. Because the other thing is just attacking twice also wins the game. Where's that Skull Clamp? All right. So I don't really need to do that right now. All right. Oh, I played my Academy. Someone needs to like go back in time for 4 minutes ago and tell me to just stop talking about Wasteland. I think we're going to be fine here though. Let's attack for 4. Can make a lot of blockers, can gain a bunch of life with the Thopter Foundry. So I don't think it's like that likely that I lose even with a Sneak. Would Fiery Confluence do anything? I could Fiery Confluence. I mean, honestly, I should actually just deal 2 damage to each creature and destroy target artifact. So destroy Mox Emerald. Yeah. It's weird to do with Iconoclast and Trinket Mage in play, but I think Dothy Voidwalker is just too dangerous to leave around. Pass the turn. Discard Sword of the Meek. Now I can actually start Thoptering end of turn with Lion's Eye Diamond if I want to discard my entire hand. But if I need to, I can make instant speed blockers for a Sneak card. Like World Spine doesn't kill me. Emrakul doesn't kill me, but it would make my life pretty hard. Well, actually, that's not true. I could sack a bunch of garbage lands, make a token, and just block it. But that just is if they have anything at all. All right. Exhume. Ooh, so they would be getting back Shadowgrange or Dothy Voidwalker, and I'd get back something that doesn't do anything. But I think the Dothy Voidwalker is actually too annoying. So let's memory lapse the Exhume here. I still have this LED to use my Thopter Foundry if I really need to. Oh, and there's a sneak. And a Preacher of the Schism. And since I'm at more life, they're not going to draw a card either. Yep, all right. This has been a fun draft. There's some stuff going on here. All right, now I win. They're drawing an Exhume, and I could make like a million tokens. All right, on to the finals. Let's go. All right, we're in the finals. It's a pretty nice hand. I mean, turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Remand, a little blue-black control action, and then Sword and Retrofitter ready if I draw Thopter Foundry or Tolarian Academy to get some action going. All right, we're playing against Elves once again. And firing off a Thoughtseize here. Dragon's Rage is not bad either, but let's fire off a Thoughtseize, and their hand is, oh, this is not a scary hand at all. Okay. I mean, it could get bad, trust me, but I'll take Terra Sunder. Don't care about the other cards at all. I'm just glad there's not a big threat here, though. In before they cast a turn 2 Fable or something. Next turn, I'm probably just going to play Dragon's Rage Channeler Retrofitter. They can Shieldred's Edict the Dragon's Rage. That's fine. I got a Surveil out of it or a Scry out of it. I could also leave up Remand. They're going to play an Overgrown Tomb, I believe, based on this attack. Depends if they pay the life. They did not. All right. So they have one card I don't know about. Nope, they have no cards I don't know about. All right. Oh, Library. Library is actually kind of interesting. I can just go Library, go. If they don't draw a threat, then I get to go draw off Library, land, have Remand up. So one turn, no big attacker here. We knew they already drew Mox last turn. Okay, there's the land that we know about. Let's go. Can I get to Library, please? Oh, there we go. Draw a card. Oh, now Memory Lapse. Memory Lapse with Library. Just time walking over and over again. All right, so now the one downside is they have a Delighted Halfling in place. So if their first threat is a legend, it could be pretty ugly for me, but does not appear to be the case. Jund all removal is what I want to see. Let's just play Thundering Falls. Yeah, I'll keep Fury on top. That sounds pretty good. Pass the turn. And then now, if they do play something that I can't counter, maybe I can Fury to get rid of it. If the first spell they draw is not a legend and I get to Memory Lapse it, it's just going to be quite difficult for them to win this game. It already is. I mean, we're already talking like, if they draw like a Torsten and cast it uncounterably, yes, that's going to be quite bad for me. But for the most part, this looks... They're just sitting here looking at 2 removal spells as I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. It's not going well for them. Yeah, draw a card. And there's a Skull Clamp too. All right, Badlands, it's 8 cards. And now I can play Retrofitter. Pass the turn back. So it's possible the turn I played Thundering Falls, I should have just played Retrofitter in an untapped land. But I kind of like just making sure I had good land drops coming. Oh, they drew a legend. Okay. It's an expensive one too. Is this a Minsc and Boo? Yeah, it is. What a draw. All right. That's fine, I guess. I don't have a way to counter it. I mean, the Fury is going to be good here, but I mean, they're still going to end up with a Boo in play. So yeah, this definitely could be difficult. Oh, actually, I should have drawn, because I kind of know their hand, I should have drawn response to the counters in case I draw Fire Covenant. All right, I take it. Go to 10. Yeah, I mean, we actually could lose this game, which is the funny part. So, well, one thing to consider, let's see. I guess I have a counter spell. How do I want to do this? I could cast Fury, but then they just Shieldred's Edict it. I could also just... exile it. I think that's going to work out better. Evoke Fury. Target Minsk and Boo. And I feel like I've got some good action here, but Minsk and Boo. Putting two things into play uncounterably. Yeah, that's what the card does, I suppose. Draw off library. I'm at 10. Let's attack for 1. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I could play Skull Clamp and equip. So if I play Skull Clamp and equip, does that do anything? They can Shieldred's Edict in response, and then I can't make a token because I'd still have to sack a token. But it forces them to do that. Sure, yeah, that sounds fine. I could also memory lapse the Shieldred's Edict. That actually might be kind of nice. Let's equip here. No, they're just going to let me do it. Okay. That also works. Oh, into Snap Academy? Yeah, I guess I feel okay now. Because now I'll just play Mishra's Research Desk, so I don't have to discard. Pass the turn. Though I guess I could have even discarded Sword of the Meek. I don't know. And I have my counters up, and then next turn I'll have tons of mana to work with. I'm going to take another hit, but the good thing is the Delighted Halfling doesn't make burn spells uncounterable very often. Like that's not typically what it does. So I don't mind going to 6 as long as I have some counters. I guess I don't have the hardest of hard counters, but Memory Lapse into Snapcaster Lapse will usually do the trick, I imagine. So they have 2 cards we don't know about, but another one's a legend. Okay, I hope this isn't too frightening of a legend. 6. Oh. Yeah, I can't counter that. Are they going to... And they're not going to retrace Minsk and Boo because they want to do it uncounterably? All right, well, I'll make a servo. Ooh, are they going to Shieldred's Edict me? They're not. 8 cards in hand. Guess I'll play Academy. Draw off library. Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix. Let's start with Expressive Iteration here. See what we find. Fiery Confluence. Okay. I can't cast Fiery Confluence this instant. Well, I could if I Chrome Mox Third Path, I guess. I'm at 6. But Fiery Confluence wouldn't really... All it would do is it would kill that Delighted Halfling, but that doesn't really stop too much. All right, so let's put Fiery Confluence into hand. Exile Third Path. Cast Third Path. I think I'm going to abandon the Library of Alexandria plan here. Chrome Mox. At this point, I'm not sure if I want to imprint on Chrome Mox. It'll kind of depend on what they do. They might want to cast Pyro or Shieldred's Edict here to make me sack my Third Path. I think their last card in hand is a land, but I'm not sure. And I think that's okay. And Chrome Mox comes in. I have a lot of mana. I don't think I'm going to imprint here. So next turn, I can tap Academy for 6 mana. And I think that's a pretty good start. All right. Let's just pass the turn here and see what they do. Their Shieldred's Edict is gone. They can play an uncounterable Minsk and Boo. How bad is that for me? They can make this a 7/7. Yeah, actually, do I have to do something else here? Maybe I do. Hold on. I'm at 6. Retrofitter can I'm assuming they're not going to be able to play Pyrokinesis in the same turn here. Maybe I should have actually memory lapsed, because I'm not going to be able to counter the Minsc and Boo anyway. That comes in for basically 8 points of trample, because it attacks and then sacks. Okay, I guess I'll equip Skull Clamp on the soldier token. No, I should have countered. I didn't quite think through exactly how I was going to do all this. Oh, is their last card a red card? And they have Pyrokinesis and they're going to go for it? That would be great. Then I feel like I would win. If their last card's not a land, then I actually feel like I could make a good comeback here. I say comeback when I was winning the whole time. It just, Delighted Halfling causes lots of issues, doesn't it? I don't think playing Saheeli does much for me. Let's clamp this again. I can't imagine they're going to do something now. I mean, Thopter Foundry goes a long way. Yeah, I think I probably should have imprinted on Mox as well. I think the way this turn played out needed to be a little different. Okay. Draw my 2. Spellseeker's not doing much for me. How can I guess I can use Research Desk. Yeah, I think we're just looking. Oh, Mox Ruby is kind of nice. I don't know what we're digging for, though. I guess I can play Saheeli here. It doesn't do too much. Yeah, again, Fiery Confluence doesn't quite do it. Fire Covenant, we're a little too low of life. Ugh. I don't like it. This game looked like such a lock. I mean, Minsc and Boo off the top's obviously just great, regardless. All right, let's play Saheeli. Let's play Mox Ruby. But I definitely could have played this differently. I think I needed to counter the memory lapse, the Shieldred's Edict, and then just end up with a bunch more tokens in play. I think is ultimately what I needed to have done. Yeah, I don't think my Fury's already in the graveyard. I guess I just pass the turn and discard Sword of the Meek Seachrome Coast Swamp, I suppose. And we'll see how they play things. I definitely had all the tools I needed. Maybe not to win, but you know, something possible here. I mean, I might not die here. Okay. They have Minsc and Boo. Because I am actually not technically dead, funnily enough. If they can cast Pyrokinesis and Minsc and Boo here, if they also have a red card, then yes, I will die. All right. I guess they can sack Minsc and Boo to try to find that card. Yeah, nug me. I'm at 2. And if they have a burn spell, I do die. But this is Bolt here. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a wild game. I needed to find my Thopter Foundry. Okay. But I could have played that game definitely in a different way. Do I want against another red-green deck? I guess I'm going to try Rite of Flame over Dark Confidant. It still seems better to me. All right, let's do it. All right, let's try not to toss this one, huh? I'll keep this hand. Oh, Rite of Flame looking kind of nice here. So what did I mainly do wrong there? One of the things I did that game, which I think I would do again, is leave up counters every turn, which cost me a lot of mana, but like, even with a Delighted Halfling in play, what percentage of their threats are legendary? Like, at most 20, 1 out of 5 of their threats, maybe a little bigger if you look at like just the top end threats, but that's just going to happen regardless. I do think ultimately I needed to have more of a plan than just Skull Clamp a bunch of stuff. I was basically hoping to draw Thopter Foundry, but once it became clear I didn't draw it immediately, I think I should have tried to survive the turn a different way. I think countering, well, I don't know. It's actually not clear because based on how it worked out, they just played an uncounterable Minsc and Boo and then burned me to death. So, Fury, huh? I'm going to graveyard the Fury. I think I want to cast Rite of Flame Trinket Mage here. Oh, Fire Covenant, nice. That makes me feel pretty good about binning the Fury. But actually, I'm just going to Thought Scour. I shouldn't have played my land first. I'm going to Thought Scour and then... Oh, I milled Sword of the Meek and then play Skull Clamp. But yes, I definitely... I was going to play Red of Flame, Trinket Mage, but then I pivoted to Thought Scour, so I should have not played my land. I would have been able to play Verdant and crack it for a Badlands. Paradise Druid. Okay. Oh, there's the Badlands. I still have multiple swamps left in deck. That's fine. Let's play Trinket Mage here. Let's get Mox Ruby for sure. Next turn, I get to go Saheeli, Ruby, Rite of Flame, and start Skull Clamping with Verdant as cleanup. I like it. I know what card I'm going to lose to this game. It's going to be Minsc and Boo. They're just going to cast it this turn. But, you know, what can you do? Minsc and Boo is just a messed up card. I guess against Minsc and Boo, I could, like... I'm close to finding a way to deal with it. Oh, no, my Sword of the Meek. That's a tragedy. Oh, exiling Fury? And then attacking? What? You're not attacking with that. Oh, they wanted to put a Fury into play and attack me, but they like went into their attacks already. Whoops. I would indeed say that is an error. Are they going to put Emperor Bones into play or use Fury to just kill a Trinket Mage? That seems like a little bit suspect. Land. Let's go. I'm going to do this in this order, which might look a little weird, but I want to be able to cast Rite of Flame or Fire Covenant here. And this is the way to do that at instant speed even. Like they could put a Fury into play here and deal 4 to Saheeli, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be that exciting. Oh, and then I get to put a sword onto this? I didn't actually think about that, but that's sick. Again, they could put Fury into play here, but they really want to get to attack with it, so... I'm just going to pass the turn. And I assume they're going to adapt the Emperor Bones here. If they don't, they don't. That's fine too. They don't know about Fire Covenant. I mean, we'll see. If they don't do it, then that's, like I said, that's okay. My sword's now protected because it's on the servo. It does look a little weird that I Rite of Flame first, but Fire Covenant continuing to be awesome. All right. Kill your 2 things, make a token. All right. Now we're talking. The Emperor Bones is gone. And then now they start the turn with nothing in play. I've got a ton of stuff in play. For them to have a shot at winning this game, they have to kill Skull Clamp this turn, I would imagine. Like, playing a Minsc and Boo wouldn't even do that much. They could make a 4/4 and just say go. Okay, Sylvan Caryatid. All right. And Tarmogoyf. That is not going to do it. I like where I'm at. Let's start with the Thoughtseize, huh? Tireless Tracker and Seasoned Pyromancer. No cards in hand. If they draw a land, if their top card is a land, I'd rather take the Tracker. If their top card's not a land, I think taking the Pyromancer is better. There's more non-lands than lands. All right, I'll take the Pyromancer, I guess. Let's go Skull Clamp on the servo here. Draw 2. All right, this time I think we're going to be okay. I'll figure it out this time. Academy. Baleful Strix. Oh. Let's just pass the turn here. They can't attack me. If they try to cast Tireless Tracker, I'm going to memory lapse it. No more of this Delighted Halfling nonsense, huh? And I'd like to point out that they've played another 2 threats that are both not legends, though they played one that... Oh, this isn't a legend either. Yeah, so everything they've played this game hasn't been a legend. I got scammed. Right now my Academy taps for 5 mana? Yeah. I mean, at this point, if I untap, it's just the game is beyond over with Academy, Saheeli, all that. Attacking with Tarmogoyf? No, they're just going to chill. Okay. Third Path Iconoclast. Chrome Mox. Make some tokens. And it's not. And let's tap Academy for millions of mana and then start equipping here. Equip. Retrofitter. I mean, this is where if I had a candelabra, it'd go nuts. That's not in the current version, I don't believe. Just skull clamp the soldiers since those are the worst token types. Draw 2 more. They're still battling. All right. Yeah, I'll start skull clamping the servos. That's fine too. I mean, at some point I'm just going to draw a Thopter Foundry. Though I guess I don't have the mana to cast it and leave up Memory Lapse anymore. Oh, I'll cast a Talisman. Though I don't think I've played a land yet. I mean, I'll find out in a second, but I don't believe I have. I have not. I guess I don't need to tap that yet. Let's just go Skull Clamp on the soldier and go to 10 cards left. Unless they have like a Brain Freeze, or I guess Wheel of Fortune would be the card that could potentially get me. Library. Library seems not quite necessary. All right, here, let's Spell Seeker. Get Remand. That the deck is Snapcaster, Thopter, and Air, basically. And sure, we can play the library. It doesn't matter. And pass the turn. Actually, I guess I don't. Here, I'll just Skull Clamp the Spell Seeker too. I don't mind just doing some discarding. Okay, I will indeed do some discarding. Oh, they have an end of turn play? Oh, they have put Seasoned Pyro into play. You got it. Land. Okay, so I have 1 counter up. Next turn, Academy taps for 4, 7, 10, 11 just to start it with, but obviously might go higher. I suppose I should try to finish the game such that so that if my last card is Thopter Foundry, I win. But I actually think we'd still be fine there because Fiery Confluence plus Snapcaster is 12 damage. So I could almost kill them, like, you know, just now, especially if instead of clamping, I just make a bunch of tokens. And Dragon's Rage is going to get it to hit and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think we'll all be fine here. All right. Is this the Tireless Tracker? I think we're at a point where the Tireless Tracker is okay. They can track all they want. Haywire Might. That one I do not like. Do I want a Memory Lapse or Remand it? It's actually kind of interesting. Do they have a land in hand? I kind of feel like they don't. Yeah, I will Remand it because I think they don't have a land in hand. Look, if they do and they get to replay it and kill my Sword of the Meek, then I'll just kill them with Fiery Confluence, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Snapcaster Mage. But it's just a little odd to not play your land when you have a Tireless Tracker before doing your next spell. And so now they're not going to replay it, which it makes a lot of sense. A removal spell seems like it would be bad for them. But I'm gonna Memory Lapse it next time. They certainly don't have attacks. There's the Snapperino. Let's tap Academy for 12. Let's equip Skull Clamp on a soldier. I think I'm just going to do one of these and see what I draw. Dragon's Rage Channeler. I would like to do, if I can deal 5 damage to them at some point here, how would I do that? I guess next turn. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to just killing them next turn with Dragon's Rage Channeler. So what I think I'm going to do is make a servo. Yeah, I mean, I can just make a flyer. I really don't need to. So, wait, hold on. Make a sack to make a flyer. Yeah, there we go. Sack, make a flyer. Untap this, make another flyer, and then I could cast Mishra's Research Desk, which I'm not going to use. Though I guess if I see that my top card's Thopter Foundry, oh, okay, well, that makes me want to maybe draw one card. I guess what I can do is I can play a land and I can draw off Academy. I need to make sure not to equip Skull Clamp on anything. And then play a Thopter Foundry. I guess I can take a damage, sure. I guess I didn't really need to spend all that mana. I'll keep that on top, doing all that stuff if I'm just going to Thopter next turn, but whatever. And then find Thopter. And I'll attack for 1, because I can. Alright, so they have a Haywire Might in hand. I'm at 9. I've got a pretty good amount of mana. Next turn, I have enough mana to easily double Fiery Confluence here, so I don't think I'm worried about too much. These have been pretty epic games. This deck has been cool. It's a little different from most Academy decks. Like, I wouldn't play Mishra's Workshop in this deck. It doesn't have any expensive artifacts. It's just all, like, cheap artifacts. How bad is Haywire Might for me? I kind of don't think I care. Like, next turn I can attack for enough in the air, and I have red. Yeah, red. I have enough red and enough blue. I don't know. It seems fine. They can play their Haywire Might. They can exile my Thopter Foundry. I'll just use it twice, including sacking itself, so they don't get to gain the life. And then I kill them with flyers plus double Fiery Confluence. Yeah, it seems like a plan to me. I've drawn only 25 more cards than they have, as you can see by this board. All right, Grist the Hunger Tide. Okay. I don't think that does much either. Like, if they could proliferate and then -5 it, you might be talking, but... Are you going to kill Dragon's Rage Channeler? I mean, killing Dragon's Rage Channeler is actually pretty reasonable. Yeah, killing Saheeli, sure. Also quite reasonable, of course. I believe this is Haywire Might on Thopter Foundry. Though, they could wait till I sack the sword and end of turn. The problem is if they just pass, I just untap. And then I get to make a million things. Oh, they're killing Retrofitter Foundry? Didn't they? I guess that's odd, but okay. I don't really think that's going to work that well for them, but... Oh, no, they do gain the life. Sorry, the life gain is not contingent on that resolving. Well, either way. Okay, Thopter Foundry. I mean, maybe they don't know what the Thopter Sword combo is, but either way, I'm about to finish them with it. They've not seen Fiery Confluence yet, so I guess it would be ideal to not show them that. Let's see. How much damage do they have? They block 3 things. They block Trinket Mage, those 2 take 5, 8, 12, yeah. 17, almost exactly, actually. Yeah, that is 17, though. All right. I'm pretty sure they can block Trinket Mage, Third Path Iconoclast, and Baleful Strix, or sorry, and some other ground idiot, and then take... I kind of think it's exactly 17. Let's just click and find out. Yeah, it was. Look at that. All right. Whew, won that game. Definitely should have won game 1. It's what it felt like, at least. I don't know. Maybe not. And don't really want Wasteland. Don't want Brain Freeze or Frantic Search. Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Game 3. Last game of the draft, barring an unintentional draw here. Well, I'm definitely going to keep this hand. Opponent Mold, and I have both Fury and Fire Covenant. Even have another red card to pitch the Fury, though it'd be nice to cast the Third Path. The Thoughtseize is a little bit of an outlier, because again, my first black mana is probably going towards Fire Covenant, but if they mull and have a slow hand, It seems less likely. Memory lapse would be pretty good, but Fury is also just really good against a fast hand, so I like this. It's got to be the Delighted Halfling. Always the Delighted Halfling. Let's just play Thundering Falls. Oh yeah, we're keeping Burden on top. Thank you very much. All right, well, if they do play something this turn, I just hope it doesn't have more than 2 toughness. Legendary spells. This is 6. Oh, Lelia. It's not the only person to do that. All right. Exile the Grist. Sure. So I'm going to want to wait a turn because I want to Fire Covenant all those. Let's see. If I Thought Seize, I take 3, go to 14, I go to 10, and then I have to Fire Covenant. It takes so much damage. I could also Memory Lapse, but I think it's just going to be the Thought Seize. I'll get Badlands. Let me just go to 14, go to 10, go to 6, go to 4. Yeah, I still think that's probably better than not casting this, which is like not going to do anything later. Okay, well, I'm glad I cast it. Let's cast. So they just had turn 1 Delighted Halfling into Lelia Minskenbu. That was just like my other opponent. I mean, if they don't play anything else, I take 5 plus 9. I don't know. They hit Bloodbraid Challenger. Oh, and they can't play it. It costs 5 mana. You love to see that. I mean, I'm going to go to 4 here. Less if they have something, like another creature. All they have in hand is a Raucous Theater and a Swamp. And they milled. All right. Land. Fire Covenant. Take 6. Just straight to the dome. All right. I'm at 4. And now, if I draw a land and can, like a blue land, and go third path, leave up Lapse, I'll be pretty happy. They binned Overgrown Tomb last turn, and they played Mountain, so their last card's Swamp. Okay, I drew Library. Let's just go Sword of the Meek, leave up Memory Lapse, and use Retrofitter. Seems pretty good. Okay. Their Minskenbu's gone, their Grist is gone, their Bloodbraid Challenger's gone. These are some cards that I would have been pretty scared to play against. Memory Lapse should at least buy me a turn here. I don't care about that. They still have Swamp in hand. Plus, I guess, 1 unknown. Okay, make a token. Didn't get Fire Blasted. I'm just going to play Baleful Strix. I can't not tap my blue mana here. Just forever. Like, I just have to hope that I could have to hope that I draw Tolarian Academy. That's not what I was hoping for, but I will take it. Yeah, they can block with their Paradise Druid if they want. Now I can just pass with enough mana up to Memory Lapse their play, but also do some retrofitting. I just get to make 2 tokens in a turn. Okay. They have Firebolt in their deck. They have... I mean, they don't have other things that... Like, they have 6, which would be, I guess, good. They have, like, Tarmogoyf, Tireless Tracker, Season Pyro. I didn't see, like, that much in the way of burn. They have Pyrokinesis, Terra Sunder, but those aren't face burn. See if we can win this match 3-0. Winning a match 3-0, I've done it many times, is when you should have won all 3 games and you won 2 of them. So, like, basically, I should have won game 1. Should have, meaning, had I played better, I think I would have given myself a pretty good chance to. And they also got very lucky on the way. So it's like, from the position of me having 2 counters, library, them having like no cards in hand besides removal, I was a massive favorite. But between them getting lucky and me throwing it all away, I lost that game. And the blame goes way more on me. That's what you can change, right? I don't. It's fun to talk about your opponents getting lucky because, like, you know, complaining can be fun. But realistically, when I look at a game like that, what I take away from it is that I should have played better. Oh, what do they have? They do have a Terra Sunder. Okay. How much do I care about that? I think... Am I supposed to Memory Lapse? I could Memory Lapse it. I could also make this into a flying token. I think memory lapsing it is just going to be pretty strong. Whatever their last card in hand is, I doubt it kills me. And then this means I get to have one more turn. Oh. Okay, I guess I'll wait a turn on that. Actually, do I want to wait a turn on? Hold on. What if I just cast Thopter Foundry? I should just cast Thopter Foundry. This is going to be so much better. Because look, now I get to attack for 3 here. Had I known I was drawing that, I would definitely not have cast Memory Lapse, but it's okay. Because this is just going to put me into such an advantageous position. Thopter Foundry, sacking Sword. Thopter Foundry, sacking Sword. I have no way to recur from my graveyard, so I'm just going to make 8 more Thopters here. And then, yes, they can tear asunder all they want. All right. This is the best Thopter Sword has been for me for a long time. I don't have it that often, but I finally got it together, and it's also been assembled many times. And then I even have a retrofitter that can tap and sack a Thopter to make a 4/4, which I already knew, but I just like blanked the one game where I was sacking the other ones instead. Okay. And I feel like if they want to draw Tear Asunder and use it here, then yeah, good luck. Because now I'm also like well past the point which I can get burned out. I guess the way I lose this now is if they have like a Fiery Confluence, but that seems incredibly unlikely, so I'm just not stressing about it. Though, I guess actually the way to play around Fiery Confluence the best would have been, instead of making the last 3 Thopters, just to use Retrofitter to make a 4/4 and then untap it. But I don't think they have Fiery Confluence in their hand, so I'm not too worried. They can tear asunder the Thopter Foundry now. I make a 4/4 end of turn. And I Fury and attack for 15? 17. 17 again. Of all things. Yeah. You didn't even need to kick it, but make sure it's gone. I don't really know what their outs are here, even if I didn't have a way to kill them. And oh no, I can't Fury that because they can just because it's got hexproof. Well, it's okay. I think I'll be all right. Because now they're gonna take 13 down to 2 after chumping the construct token, and I'm at 14, and I have enough mana that even if they did have a Fiery Confluence, well, I guess they would go like kill your Retrofitter, deal 1 to everything. Sure. Like I said, not too worried about it all. They had to count up the damage, I suspect. Did we get there? I mean, this isn't lethal. This is putting them to 2. Unless they have a play here, wouldn't be that likely. All right, and ship the turn. Get another trophy here. This is good practice for the 64 player drafts. Let's go. Ooh, that was a grind. That was a long one. That was a lot of fun. This deck was sweet. I mean, obviously having a Ruby, that late Academy was awesome. Retrofitter, Skull Clamp really delivered. Thopter Sword, Fire Covenant was just obscene every single game. Fire Covenant, Fury, Fiery Confluence just gave me so much good kind of protection against like red-green, which I played against twice. And I did have Thoughtseize, Remand, Memory Lapse if I played against a control deck. Wasn't the best spell secret in the world, I will say that. But didn't even not getting there on Sneak or like Breach, this deck ended up being awesome. It worked out really well and was a lot of fun to play. Got to draw a lot of cards. So that'll do it for today. I'm going to be competing in some of these 64s, trying to win my slot at Cube Worlds, as difficult as that might be. So I will post those once I record them, and I'm planning on playing one on Thursday, one on Friday, which will hopefully go up the next day. So look for those this weekend, and you know what? Until then, I'll be back tomorrow with another draft, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.